This next segment I made because of a special request that came from Devin. As you might know, every Monday and Wednesday I have optional Google Meet help sessions from noon until 1. Some of the regulars, like Devin and Alan, thank you, we're talking about Travis Scott and his concert on Fortnite on April 24. I thought it might be a nice opportunity to analyze one of his more popular songs, Sicko Mode, from a literary stance. This is the first of what I'm going to call the markup sessions on the couch. So, there we are. You might be surprised that I'm going to tackle a song that has swear words in it, but just to put you at ease, we're not going to do any of the swears. We understand the world around us through the use of language. Language is expressed in many different ways, and music is one of them. Rap music refreshes and renews vocabulary. As a language arts teacher, it would be remiss if I didn't talk about music, just as we talk about nonfiction and novels. Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. Right away we ask ourselves, hey, what's sicko mode?
Young LaFlame, he in sicko mode.
It refers to a term that means being on the top of your game. Like in basketball, when you're in beast mode, Drake and Travis Scott are referring to themselves. When they're in that mode of making music, that just feels so good. And mode comes from the Latin word modus, which just means way of. Sicko mode is a way of being. The way of being in this case is being sick. Instead of being down and out and sick, sick means the opposite. And that's not an uncommon occurrence in the English language. We only have to think of a word like fire, which refers to the physical object, but also something being really cool. But then the word cool means that it's really good, but it also means that it's really cold. So English is full of these double meanings. And that is what makes language so interesting. The song starts with Drake, Astro, yeah. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know winter's here.
Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know winter's here.
You know, in Alberta, we're very familiar with winter being here. My dog would probably do it for a Louis belt. That's just all he know. He don't know anything else. I try to show him, yeah. I try to show him, yeah.
My dog will probably do it for a Louis belt. That's just all he know, he don't know nothing else. I tried to show him. Yeah.
My dog would probably do it for a Louis belt. Okay, Drake here is talking about his friend who would probably do anything for a Louis Vuitton belt or anything else, brand name clothing and all that kind of stuff. He's trying to warn his friend, you know, but I don't think it's working out that well. Drake puts out that reminder, don't just do it for the money, don't just do it for the looks, because it's gonna be a train wreck. That kind of reminds me of a book called Don Quixote. Don Quixote is this crazy person who pretends to be a knight. The whole book is really the funny mishaps of a wannabe knight. But in his wanting to be a knight, he has lost any sense of what a knight truly is, and he has lost himself. And so Drake here is saying that his friend has lost his way. Drake reminds us here, don't lose your way for stuff. Stick to what you think is important. And then Drake says, now let me introduce you to someone who embodies that, who goes for the music's sake, because he's an artist. And let me also tell you, he is in sicko mode. Here we go. Gone on you with the pick and roll, Young LaFlame, he in sicko mode.
Yeah. Gone on you with the pick and roll, Young LaFlame, he in sicko mode.
When something is LaFlame, it's wild, it's lit, it's hyped. I mean, I didn't know what all these words meant, but the internet gave me some answers. LaFlame is Travis Scott's nickname as well. Young LaFlame, he in sicko mode. Gone on you with the pick and roll. He picked it up and rolled with it. In a way, Drake is sort of putting a bunch of critique on the side and saying, Young LaFlame, off you go, take it out. This song has 3 parts. The first part's by Drake, the second part by Travis Scott, and the third part again by Drake. This is a song about dealing with criticism and staying yourself. Even though rap music is an industry where there's lots of criticism and there's a lot of riches and there's a lot of darkness to be tempted by. And both of them here are talking about their way of navigating that darkness and trying to stay in their zone with making music, in their sicko mode. Now, when you're in school, you deal with critique all the time. You walk down the hallway and someone says something to you and you're like, man, why did they just say that to me? When you're a famous person, social critique through social media is so many times bigger. Your whole life is out in the open. And it's not just anonymous people on Twitter that give you critique, it's other artists too. And that's what Drake and Travis Scott are struggling with a little bit. They are getting critique from Kanye West, among other big artists. For example, they accused Drake that he had an illegitimate son somewhere, okay? These rumors are brought into the world, and as artists, you are still a person, and somehow you gotta give that a place, and sometimes that's hard. So this is a song in which they're coming back, you know? This is a song in which they're coming back at that social critique, and they're saying, you know what? You might have all that critique, but we like music. In fact, we love music, and that's our game. Don't bother us. And let me show you how I'm on the height of my game.